I bought this plane used. It was a good looking model. I have another one just like it. Really pretty and it's really clean. But I was so excited about the plane that I didn't really check out the motor. I had to pull the motor off. Um, the the motor might still be the motor itself might still be good, but the carburetor was so gunked up it wouldn't even move. So when I tried to, when I turned the plane on, try to move the throttle, this thing was seized. Let the buyer beware. Next time, don't get so excited about a clean looking model. You want to take a really close look at the motor because this thing has been sitting for years. Okay, this is Die Hard at the field. One of the guys had crashed the plane, a Cub, and since they know I love to fix them, he gave me the wreckage. So I looked at it. It's not too bad. It's not too bad off. I took the front end off. I did. It is cracked on the cow, but hey, me and epoxy, my best friend, right? So although I don't have all of the parts, all of the scrap, he gave me a few. I put them in a baggie, but that's not everything. So there's some little bits and pieces missing, but I think I might be able to just get some balsa wood and fashion something together. Yeah, I'll fix it. Part of the fun. Yeah, I'll fix her up. She's not too bad. I've seen worse. So anyway, while I was at the field, the issue that I was having with the clunked up carburetor, one of the guys at the field suggested torching it or heating it up to loosen it up, loosen the clunk up, or the grit or whatever that was stopping it up, which worked. So I saved myself about $70 trying to buy a new carburetor just because of that issue. So I'll keep you posted on the on that plane as well. Okay, back home from the field. Got all my birds. I only took 4 birds today that got to go, but I only flew one, which is the Pulse. And this is the little guy that Hugo crashed last summer. I guess he was meaning to fix it or have it fixed. He ended up giving it to me. So he gifted this plane to me, and we're going to see if we can get her looking, looking presentable. And of course, he did not give me the engine that was on it.
Better, stronger, faster.
Just finished up the Cub. She's looking pretty good, actually, if I do say so myself. So I just had to put a receiver in here and a new battery. The battery was shot, and I lost the cow. The cow was lost in the initial crash, so Hugo didn't give me a cow with it. So she doesn't have a cow, but I put a yellow spinner on here just to give her a little pizzazz. She's not exactly scale, but she still looks good, and she's all ready for the field. And that issue that I was having with the carburetor, I resolved it, of course, and I'd like to give a shout out to Basil, who actually came up with the idea of torching it to loosen it up. So, Basil, if you don't know, is the Dr. House of RC aircraft. So if you have an issue or a problem, 9 times out of 10, Basil has the answer. And at 1 time out of 10 that he doesn't, you'll find out. But I also want to give a shout out to Sam, because Sam actually had a torch, a little mini ink pen torch at the field. So I actually resolved the issue at the field, so I didn't have to bother about coming home and trying to deal with it. All right, this is the Pulse that I was talking about. Got the engine back together, mounted in there. The carburetor looks good. All ready to. Well, first I need to start her up and tune the engine a little bit. So I'm going to take her out back in a minute and get this engine tuned up and take her to the field tomorrow. And there's Buzz there. He's in the cockpit. He's all excited. Buzz has been grounded for at least 2 or 3 years because this bird has not been in the air in, oh, God knows how long. All right. Well, anyway, there you have it. Hey, what? God. We're in a no-fly zone. This episode of Die Hard at the Field brought to you by Sync Rate Repair. If we can't fix it, it's broke. Visit us online at synkraterepair.com. Also brought to you by the makers of Epoxy, because RC pilots need to stick together.